Are you tired of wearing skinny jeans? Well, no worries, because in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make your skinny jeans fit flared and look more stylish and vintage. In order to sew this, you will need the following items. In order to make these jeans flared instead of skinny like this, I'm going to have to pull out one of the seams at the side here. I'm going to seam rip up to about hip level, which in this case is 33 inches from the hem of the pants. I'm going to put a pin right here where 33 falls, so that way I won't seam rip beyond there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, 33 inches. So this right here is where we are going to seam rip up to. I'm going to take the leg of the jeans now, and I'm going to start ripping the seam. So this is where your seam ripper is going to come in very handy. And once you get a few of the stitches to be pulled out, you can go in with this part of the seam ripper and just start, well, I don't want to tear the jeans, so I'm not going to go too hard with that, but you can gently push your seam ripper upwards, and that is going to just undo all of your stitches. Now that we're up to this 33-inch point, I'm just gonna stop right at the pin. But my seam isn't fully undone yet because there is actually another stitch under here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and undo that stitch as well. So we already have one leg dissected, as we would call it in science. And I'm just going to trim away all of these frays right here. So now we're going to do the same thing on the next leg. And this one actually pulls out so much easier. I love this. So I'm now going to just trim away all the frayed areas. So you want to take out all of your threads. To get the ad-free version of this and several other tutorials along with other exclusive content, join my Patreon. The link is in the description box down below. And then I'm going to use my lint roller. If you don't have one of these in your sewing room, you need to get one because they work magic when it comes to picking up all of the loose threads that you're going to release when you're unpicking seams or whenever you're done sewing overall. So this is all the stuff that I got. It's kind of cute though. It looks like something you could use in a design detail or something. I'm going to use my iron to press these flat. So I'm pretty much following the original fold that was there before. And I'm just going to press along like this. I have my iron on the steam setting, so it's making it very nice and crisp. Something that you can do to make your fold even more crisp is to spray it with some water and then press. And you want to hold down on that area for about 3 to 5 seconds. And you're bringing that all the way up to the pin mark right here. Let's move on to the next leg. This is what it looks like at this point. Now we're going to move on to the part where we actually make the extra bits that are going to go on these jeans. You have two options for achieving this. You could use another pair of jeans like I'll be using, or you can use a contrasting fabric. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're cutting, you want to have at least 1 inch allowance at the top and at the bottom. I actually got this inspiration off of Pinterest, which I found to be very cool, where they pretty much put this part of the jeans down by the hem of the pants. And that will make it so that you don't have to stitch down here again. And it's also very, I would say, fascinating. It has lots of character to it. Looks like something you'd wear for like fashion week or in a Vogue photo shoot or something like that. So this is the end result that we're aiming for. And this right here is a really fun project to do if you have lots of jeans that you don't want to wear anymore, or your friends or your family members have jeans that they don't want anymore, or you're going thrift shopping. Instead of throwing your jeans away, you can make them into something new. I'm going to cut down the inseam. You can't really know how something is gonna look until you're done, so it's like you literally have to trust the process, because it might just look kind of retarded at first, but you just have to keep going. Since we're going to be using this part as the hem, I'm going to fold like this and match them together. We're going to measure from down here, and we're going to go up to about 34.5 because we want to have at least 1 inch allowance. Cut here. And then we're going to take our tape measure and create a diagonal line coming all the way down here. I must say as well that I have my side seam in the fold right here. So that means the side seam will end up in the center of the side of the pants when I'm done with it. I'm going to use my chalk to draw along the inside of the tape measure. So we have the out seam here, and then we have this diagonal line coming all the way down here. Now this part isn't straight, but we're hoping that when we stitch it onto the leg, it will actually turn out straight. Now I'm going to cut along this line that I drew. And then you can open this piece out. Another thing you want to do is to top stitch your pocket just to make sure that it doesn't open whenever you're stitching. You also want to go ahead and top stitch on the curve of this here as well, just to make sure that this stays closed and won't cause any problems when you're wearing these jeans. I'm going to just cut away this excess fabric as well. And then I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch it down. When you're sewing down your pocket, you want to make sure that you don't stitch these metal pieces here, because that will definitely break your needle. So you're going to put one fold of your pants on top of the bottom edge of this right here. So you want to make sure that your two hems are matching each other. You're going to pin that in place, and then you pretty much just trail your fold all the way up to the top of this triangle. When you get up to this part, you're going to put the godette underneath your fabric and just pull it up to make sure that it is covered by the fold. We're going to sew from here up to here, and then we're going to come back and pin the other side of the jeans and do the same thing. You're gonna take this side and you're just gonna let it flow along the rest of the fabric like this. You're gonna make sure that the ends line up down here, and you're gonna start adding your pins. So this time we're gonna stitch along this part, and we're going to start from down here again, coming all the way up. Now this section might be a little bit bulky because there is a belt loop under here. I just removed the belt loop, and that will make it so that I can stitch here without worrying about it being too bulky. Wherever there is this extra fabric underneath, I just do a top stitch like this. So I just make sure that they're aligned, and I'll top stitch here, make sure this is aligned, and top stitch here as well. This is how my jeans turned out, and if you want to see a video on how to do this with contrasting fabric instead of another pair of jeans, then comment that down below. And if you're excited to do this, I also want you to comment, "I can't wait to revamp my jeans." Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.